Hi, friends. I'm BooksMcD. No, my real name is not BooksMcD. My real name is Lauren, but BooksMcD is my handle on everything, and that's what this channel is BooksMcD. Me and books, books and me, BooksMcD. I fell down a YouTube hole and kind of ended up here and thought I would try to answer some of these BookTube newbie tag questions to introduce myself and what I'm doing here. So let's get started. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I will say my answer to the first question is the longest, so bear with me and thanks for bearing with me. I would say that I probably would have never done this without the lockdown. We are currently in a pandemic. We are social distancing, we're at home, and I've been at home kind of working, playing video games, crochet, reading, etc. And I'm always looking for things to do, new things to try, and I think I've just been kind of anxious to do something else, and this just kind of found its way to me. The most recent thing I tried was creating a book blog. I did that at the end of last year, but every time I come to it, I am not writing enough, I feel. And when I think about it, I'm like, well, why am I not writing? And I think it's just because even though I'm reading and I have content because I have thoughts, anytime I want to come to the computer to write, I just think like maybe a thought isn't enough to put down. A little self doubt, right? We all have a little self doubt. I have a ton with this, so that'll be fun. But I think it's like it's almost too formal. I feel like I can't turn off that side of my brain from college that's like your writing is terrible and you shouldn't say you and you have to cite this and blah blah blah. And so I just wanted to have a casual chat about books. I didn't want to necessarily have to be writing something so eloquent. I just want to talk. So I thought this would be a neat way to try that. Another reason that I wanted to start this is that I want to hear different people's opinions. I do have a lot of friends that read books, but surprise, we are all different and we're not frequently reading the same books at the same time. Or some of us haven't even read the same books. So a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm reading this. What are you reading? That's kind of the whole conversation. We have tried to do book clubs and things, but it's difficult. We're all very busy. Um, when I see them, we're usually like doing choir together. And so we're like choir focused, not as book focused. And it's really hard to get all our schedules to match up besides choir. We already do a lot of work for that. So it's nice to just hang out with them and chat about life and not necessarily books. So I hope that I will get to meet some new people via this avenue, or even just my friends chiming in saying, oh, I actually did read that one. Here's what I think. Or after you recommended it, I read it. Here's what I think. Or complete strangers, whatever. You know, they told us for a year don't talk to strangers, but I guess we're going to do it. So we'll see. The final reason I kind of wanted to start my own book channel, BookTube channel, I'm sorry, I'm still new with the terminology, is that I saw a video from a different BookTuber that really argued against to be read piles. Her channel is Book with Leynes. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and I will put a link to her channel down below because she's really cool. I mean, I don't know if she's cool. She seems cool via BookTube, so like I'm assuming you can make that leap. And I actually found another one of her videos, which will come up in another question. But she argued against to be read piles, and I kind of liked what she was saying. I am the opposite. I mean, I don't have an opinion, but currently my to be read pile is embarrassing. Like anytime I bring books home, my husband's like, well, what about these books in here? And I'm like, hey, mind your business. So I thought this would be a fun adventure, maybe create some content, maybe challenge me a little bit to read all the books that I own that I haven't read before. And when I tell you it's probably hundreds, I don't know. I don't know how to count, but it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So I just took a look and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. This is gonna be a terrible challenge. It's gonna be a terrible adventure because like I have Shelby Foote's trilogy of the Civil War. Like, what am I gonna read that? I guess so. I own it, so I should read it. So I don't know. I thought I would try that as a challenge. Just I saw her argument about to be read piles and making them small, trying to kill them, and so I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to kill it. So let's move on to the second question. Sorry, that was kind of a long answer to question one, but there's a lot of reasons why I got here. You know, I was thinking about it for a while. Just a lot of little things here and there kind of put me over that edge to give it a shot. Question two, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I mean, like, so this question is a little odd to me because my answer is probably not different than anybody else's. Probably nothing. I am just a different person, and so therefore my opinion will be different, or maybe not. Like, there's probably a lot of people with my type of personality and thoughts and opinions out there. But, well, I do know I have a couple opinions that people will argue with. I'm not here for To Kill a Mockingbird or The Great Gatsby, so, like, let's argue about it. But, oh man, I just, like, can't wait for people in the comments to be like, what's wrong with you? But, like, that's assuming people will watch the videos, so, like, whatever. Maybe I was gonna say maybe my mom will, but she didn't even listen to my podcast back when I had a podcast, so, like, thanks for the support, Mom. I think that all I can bring is a unique perspective because I'm a different person. One cool thing about me is that I was born without thumbs on my hands. Not a lie, born without thumbs on my hands. I don't know what that has to do with books and my opinions on books, but like probably some of these other booktubers have thumbs and I don't. So, wow. Cool. Let's just move on to question 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I think I'm just excited to chat books. Like, I love books. I love diving into books. I love the smell of books. All things books. I'm here for it. And so being able to just chat about books, even if it's to nobody, even if nobody watches this, just so I can blabber my thoughts out there into the ether, I think it'll just be good to do it, just to get it out there. Currently, my only medium for letting out all the book love that I have is talking to my husband, which is fine. I just kind of yammer at him and his eyes gloss over. But, I thought this would be a nice way to quit bothering him, even though I probably still will, because he's probably just going to hear about me talking about this now, like, I don't know how to clip videos and things like that, which I don't, so we'll get there. Number 4, why do you love reading? Ooh, okay. So I think I love reading because I just like learning. I mean, there is an aspect to fiction which is like escaping reality, which, yes. But I think I just really like learning. Any day where I'm not learning something feels kind of like a waste of time. And so I like to try to do that via reading or trying new things or having new experiences. And this is definitely me trying a new thing and having a new experience. The experience is awkward. And I guess I'll just have fun with it. Let's move on to number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Hmm. Can I say the Berenstein Bears? Okay, for real though, I mean, yes, the Berenstein Bears, like, obvi. But I guess I did read a lot as a kid, but I only have my mom's word for that. So, like, I don't know. Maybe I did read a lot as a kid, maybe I didn't, but she says I did, so there's that. I think I kind of fell off with reading, I don't know, in middle school, like teenage years, right around when they start requiring you to read things, and you go like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So screw you, I don't want to read that. I don't know. I was a teenager. I was angsty. I was doing too many activities. Like, who has the time? But I think I started picking it back up when I got my job and I had to commute on the train for like an hour each way. And so I was like, what the hell else am I going to do? So I started reading again. And then, like, a year into my job, probably not even a year into my job, a coworker was like, "You should read Harry Potter. You'll really love it." And I was like, you won't be able to believe this. I was like, "No, thank you. I don't do fads." Like, that was my answer. I don't do fads. Anybody who knows me, like, I read Harry Potter in 2009 and I've reread it every year since. So, yeah, I don't do fads. Well, here I am. So, I will say that I think Harry Potter was um kind of my gateway drug to beginning to read again. Since then I've like read a ton of books and I had read some before that. It's just that I guess I didn't realize how much I would fall in love with that series. So, kudos to Harry Potter. All right, so let's move on to question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So, I didn't even know booktube was a thing. I guess my favorite is Book by Lanes, which I mentioned earlier and I will link to because, duh, shout out. I don't necessarily have a question for her at this time, but I just want to say that the reason I even found BookTube was because of her. I was kind of looking for recommendations for how to read all of J.R.R. Tolkien's works. I have read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and I want to read the rest. I don't know if there's like an order, like chronological, publishing date, things like that. So I just typed like in Google, like, what order do I read these in? Books by Leynes has Tolkien 101, how to kind of read these books, or her recommendations for how to read them. And then, like, I just kind of fell into BookTube. I think that's what got me started with BookTube. I'm sure I will have questions as I continue, but right now, that's one of my recommends. I've also seen some other cool booktubers out there. I guess I will just shout people out as I see them. This is kind of a fun process, so I'm new to this, and I'm sure I'll have many favorites as we continue. Question 7: what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Okay, so I think my lack of technological skills for sure will be the hardest to overcome. I had to Google how to do literally all of this. I had to Google how do you make videos for books, which I still I'm in the recording process. So like, yeah, there's gonna be clips I have to take out. I'm gonna have to Google that next. So I definitely don't know how to do this. I don't understand technology. My lighting is terrible. The computer's reflecting off my glasses. I don't have like a special mic. I'm just doing it with the laptop. And so it's a learning curve, that's for sure. I think another problem for me is, or a challenge to overcome, is going to be that I am not big on Twitter. I'm not big anywhere. I maybe have 23 followers on Twitter, and they're probably all my mom. Like I don't I don't tweet. I don't get Twitter. I think it's like it happened after my time, and I was like, we have Facebook for that. No, I'm not 80, but like I don't know. I'm kind of 80. Like I don't understand it. So if I want to get out there and start communicating with other people, I'm sure I'm gonna have to pick up using Twitter and kind of learn more about it and what it's there for. Let's move on to question 8. When did you start reading? Okay, so I kind of answered this one earlier. I've been reading since a wee bubby, and I kind of picked it up more recently back in 2009. Question 9: where do you read? I read literally anywhere and everywhere. My bedroom, the kitchen, the library. Yes, I have a room in my house that I call the library. It's this. Um, I don't like calling it the reading room. I don't know. That's weird. It just library rolls off the tongue. I like to think that it's as big as that library from Beauty and the Beast. I know it's not, but that'd be awesome. So I'll read anywhere. I have definitely read in public places. Just quick funny story. One time I was reading on the train and I just started crying in public, but people started moving away from me, which thanks human kindness. But I was reading Sarah's Key, so like, come on. I've cried on the train a couple of times reading in public, so I don't have any problems with it. Read everywhere, everywhere and anywhere. Question 10. This is the last question. What kind of books do you like to read? So I'll read anything. I'll read short stories, poems, books. I just read anything. I'll read any genre. I will say that I have preferences. I don't usually pick up romance. I won't not read it. I just not usually recommends it to me. I don't gravitate toward it. I have read Outlander, which some people call a romance, but there's so many elements in there. It's like almost easier to put it in general fiction. And honestly, the romance bits are kind of boring, but like it's fine. I think another one I don't not read a lot of, but I just don't prefer is memoirs. I had a bad memoir experience, and so I'm on the fence about memoirs. I don't know if it's I don't know if I like prefer autobiographies. I mean, I guess where's the line? But like autobiographies seem to have more references and more facts. Memoirs just seem like fly by the seat of your pants. Like you could just put whatever you want in there, and who's checking it? Like I don't know what the protocol is. So I'm a little iffy on memoirs. And then I guess since it's easier to tell you what I don't read, and I'm just kind of listing that, I guess I'm kind of not sure about sci-fi. I don't not like it. Again, it's just that I tend not to gravitate toward it because I don't know what good sci-fi is, and I think that every time I kind of read it, I have a different experience. There's a lot of future technology in sci-fi that's hard for me to picture in my mind, and so it's hard for me to like when I read, I play a little movie while I'm reading in my head, and I think that that makes it difficult. There's a lot of information in sci-fi that is futuristic and challenges our imaginations, which is a good thing, but it's hard for me to kind of take that and put it in a picture in my head. So I think that I will definitely read anything. I just need some like recommendations. I'm constantly searching around for the next thing to read. And if I don't love it, I reserve the right to be like, no, I'm not going to read it, or I'm stopping halfway through because I don't have time. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to sit and slog through something that they don't like, right? So, but if somebody has a good, a couple recommendations for me, I'll give them a shot. I'm not gonna buy them. I'll get them from the library for sure. So thanks for sticking with me through this introductory video and the BookTube Newbie tag. I don't know what I'm doing, and I appreciate any likes or, if you had a fun time. If you thought this was awkward and can't wait to see more of that, feel free to subscribe. You can find me on Twitter, Goodreads, Litsy, Instagram. I'm BooksMcD on all of those things, so please feel free to friend me. Until next time, I'm BooksMcD. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.